Hello everybody, this is Cameron Snow with Danomics.com. In this video I'm going to introduce you to batch outputs. Batch outputs are what we use to generate static map files or the .grid file in the platform. It's also what we use to create a static log database. So let's get started. Here you can see I have a batch output tab. If you don't have this tab open, you can go to any of your windows, click on the hamburger menu, select Add Tab, and then choose Batch Output. So once this opens, this will be a blank window, and you'll have options here to either add a grid or to run the job. So let's start by adding some grids. So I'm going to add a grid output. When the grid comes up, you'll see that it actually initializes with an error. It says that we must specify the property that we want to generate the grid for, and we must specify the zone. So for this example, I want to create an isopac map for the Alston Chalk and Eagleford zones. So I'm going to give this a name, and I'm going to say Alston isopac, and I'm going to select the Alston Chalk, and I'm going to select the isopac property. And then if I wanted to specify the gridding method, I could do that here. And I also want to create one for my Eagleford zone, so I'm going to click the plus button, say Add Grid Output, and I'm going to give this a name. So I'm going to say Eagleford isopac, and I'm going to say Eagleford, and once again I need to specify the property, and that is the isopac. And now we can see that we have these two properties. I also mentioned that we could use this for generating static log databases. So if we wanted to add this, we could simply say add log output, and then we'd choose the curves that we would like to select as part of this. Now for this exercise, I'm not really interested in doing that, so I can simply hover over the name and I can click the delete icon here to remove that. So once I'm ready to run this job, I just come over here and I click on the play button, and this will initialize a new batch job that'll show here in the jobs window, and it'll go from initializing to running, and then it will go to finished once it's done after a few seconds. So while this is running, I want to show you where we're going to be using this grid file. So I have a map project here, and this is the area of interest. You can see I have my Texas counties here, I have my wellhead databases, etc. So once this is finished running, if I come over back to my project and I look in my project tree here, I can see that I've created this Alston isopac.grid and this Eagleford isopac.grid. And so I want to use these for a display here. So I'm going to simply come over here, and I'm going to add a layer, and I'm going to say I want to add a property. And under this CPI file dropdown, now I'll see that I have my Alston isopac grid and my Eagleford isopac grid. So I'm going to select my Alston isopac grid, and I'm going to hit close here. And now we'll see that that map has been drawn in the background. Now notice it doesn't cover all the wells here, and that's because we don't have any data beyond this latitude. So that is how we generate a grid file in Danomics using the new batch outputs. So once again, just as a reminder, to find those outputs, you need a batch output tab, which you can initiate from any window by clicking on the hamburger menu, saying Add Tab, and then selecting Batch Output. Thank you, and if you have any questions, feel free to email us at support@danomics.com. Thank you.